As we all know, Leeds United are currently on the search for a new number 9, and although the targets are gradually becoming a bit more visible, being in the Premier League, there's more eyes on us. There's one that has just been revealed by Ben Jacobs that I think could be a little bit of a risk, and a bit of a risk too far, or at least we'll find out what my opinion is as we go. Because the white striker target has been revealed, one amongst presumably a fairly big list of targets, and we'll have a little bit of a chat about it. But first, I was having a little bit of a look through my numbers, and I noticed that only 44% of you guys are subscribed to the channel. That's shocking. That's devastating. I feel somewhat betrayed by you guys. If you're not subscribed, I'd usually appreciate you pressing the button that's down there. Because for every subscriber that I've got at the time of the Leeds Creator Cup on the 20th of July, I'm going to be donating an extra 1p to Prostate Cancer UK. And on that note, get your tickets to Leeds Creator Cup now. £7 for adults, £3 for kids at the John Charles Centre for Sport on the 20th of July. All of your favourite creators playing against each other in a big old game of football. What's not to love? I hope I'll see you there. Anyway, back to the main topic of the video. We need to talk about who it is that Leeds are apparently considering. And specifically, the wording in the article that I read was that Leeds are back in, as in going in for a player that we were previously in for Cameron Archer in a potential move in the summer. As you will all know, Cameron Archer is a player that is currently at Southampton that we reportedly considered signing last season, which typically you'd think that's okay, maybe not the worst of moves, but I reckon it's fairly risky. Keep in mind that the guy is currently 23 years of age, will be 24 at the start of the season, so his age isn't going to be the problem here. The problem for me is going to be how he did last season, and specifically I've brought up his FB ref numbers from the second half of the season, the point at which after we sort of had an interest in the guy and ended up not signing him. So the matches that occurred during that period are here, and you'll notice something. You'll notice that in order, he came on as a sub, then he started one, then a sub, then a sub, then a sub, then a sub, then he started two, well done, then sub, and sub. And they didn't win a single match, and he didn't get a goal, and he didn't get an assist. Now, as Leeds United, having just gotten promoted, you are probably going to be looking at the market saying, okay, which players are going to be best for us? Who is going to be able to take us to a healthy place as a squad in which we feel like we can comfortably stay up? And if you're looking at Cameron Archer, the thing that I've noticed is he didn't even get into a Southampton side last season that nearly broke the record for having the fewest points in Premier League history. And sure, if you look at his numbers across the season, maybe there's a little something to be considered, perhaps. So he did score a couple of goals. That's not too bad, but he did so on an XG of 6. He severely underperformed last season, and sure, that is the case for the entire Southampton side. But in the case of Leeds United looking for players that are going to be able to do the job in the Premier League, it feels to me like Cameron Archer last season had the perfect opportunity to do so, and he didn't. And he couldn't, because he wasn't quite good enough. And for me, if I'm looking across all of his seasons, before that, he was at Sheffield United when he got relegated, only scoring 4. Before that, sure, he was at Aston Villa, where he played 6 minutes, and then Villa again, where he played 49 minutes, and he did something reasonable for Borough in the 22-23 season in the Championship. But I don't know if he's got the level that we need in the Premier League, and especially when you consider the amount that it would cost. Because clubs that get relegated to the Championship will want to sell players for a fee that will help them in terms of PSR, especially if you're Southampton, who have now sort of yo-yoed a bit and will be in kind of big trouble in terms of PSR. But the reported figures that we've heard are that it would cost approximately £15 million to sign Cameron Archer, and that's without considering what his wages are, which are about £40,000 a week. Which, sure, if we are to sell Gelhardt and Greenwood, that's enough for that wage. Brilliant, fantastic, good start. But £15 million is something that we could spend far better in different places. Kelleher, for example, cost 18. 12.5 as an initial fee, and then a bunch of added bits and bonuses. So I think if you're looking for a striker that can do a decent job for you, you do not head in the direction of Cameron Archer. Yes, he can play as a 10 as well, but over the last, let's have a quick look. Over the last 2.5 seasons, the guy's got 1 assist, which isn't good enough for the 10. So he's not good enough for the 10. He's not good enough as a 9. And sure, he's definitely a player that we can attract, but those players also exist on the continent. It's not like he's the only player that we can attract. So I think in terms of is it a good idea, I know for a fact that we can do better than this. And I know that we need to be aiming higher than this because the 49ers have had those conversations with various interviews and all this kind of stuff where they're saying we will invest whatever it takes to keep Leeds United in the Premier League. We will spend every single penny that we are allowed to. And I respect that. I fully understand that. But if they spend the pennies in the wrong places, such as on Cameron Archer, then I feel like all we're doing is we're building a big squad of players that aren't good enough. We're building a squad of players that will get us promoted back to the Premier League after we're inevitably relegated from the down to the Championship this season, which Luton thought they could do, and look where they are now. For me, if we are not looking at better than Cameron Archer, we're making a mistake that could doom the club for a fairly significant amount of time, and I am happy to be proven wrong. Like, we're in a position where if I'm proven wrong, wonderful, spectacular. Nothing wrong with that. If we do sign him and he scores 20 goals, that will be a miracle, and I will welcome that, and I will happily say that I was wrong on this one. But at this point in time, considering he got very relegated last year and only started 13 times, so he wasn't even good enough to start for the team that went down, it's a scary one. And I don't really feel like it's a link that we should be seeing at the moment, but we'll find out. In terms of links that we've had today, Igor Paixão is the one that I am far more interested by. Incredibly good player. I did a live stream on him a little bit earlier today, so give that a look if you haven't quite yet. And let me know what you think about this move in the comments down below. That's always massively appreciated. It helps me get an idea of where the community's sort of feeling and vibe is. And you could even become a channel member. It's $2.99 a month, and you get a bunch of videos early. This one, not by a huge amount, because I'm recording this on the day that it's going out, but typically I'll record the day before and release the next day. So you've got a little bit of a window where it's just yours as a member, and it's absolutely lovely and fine and good. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, become a member, get your tickets to the Creator Cup. The link is down below, as is the subscribe button. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later. I've been trying so hard to think about a pun for Cameron Archer during this entire recording, and it's just not coming to me. Like, maybe the only thing I've got is another string to our bow, but that's not directly about archers, is it? That's about bows. Ah, well, it's fine. See you later.